How to reduce your buyer closing costs in New York City. We'll demystify this topic in the following video. I'm Nick at Houseit. Visit our website, houseit.com, to learn how to save money if you are looking to buy, sell, rent, or all of the above, or some of the above, in New York City, Long Island, the Hudson Valley, as well as Miami and South Florida. So let's get started. So the easiest way to reduce your buyer closing costs in New York City is to work with a buyer's agent who has agreed to offer you a buyer agent commission rebate. A buyer agent commission rebate means or signifies that your agent has agreed to give you back a portion of the commission that is paid to her or him by the seller upon closing. So take an example of, say, a $2 million condo in Manhattan. Your typical buyer agent commission of 3% equates to a $60,000 commission paid to your buyer's agent. Now, a typical buyer's agent keeps all $60,000 of the $60,000 commission and shakes your hand at closing, and you never probably hear from her or him ever again. An agent who's offering you a buyer agent commission rebate will not keep the entire $60,000 that she or he is paid upon closing. Perhaps, as in the case with our program at Houseit, with our Houseit Buyer Closing Credit Service, we would actually give you back $40,000 of that commission in the form of a credit upon closing. This would reduce the amount of money you have to bring to the closing table, or in the form of a check post-closing. So we're talking about a huge amount of money that you can just automatically receive back on your purchase, thereby reducing your buyer closing costs or just lowering the outright costs of your property, depending on how you're looking at it. But at the end of the day, it is such an easy way to save money. The sad part is that most buyers have never heard of a buyer agent commission rebate. And oftentimes we even get calls from people after they've closed and they're like, hey, can I get my rebate? Unfortunately, we say, well, it's a bit too late now, you've already closed the deal. So you're way ahead of the curve if you're watching this video. Part of the reason why most buyers have not heard of buyer agent commission rebate, particularly in New York City, is because the real estate industry is obviously not super enthusiastic about the idea of basically working for two-thirds less than what they otherwise would receive on a typical transaction. So your average agent might either A, genuinely not know what a rebate is, never offered one before, B, potentially think incorrectly that it's illegal, which it's not, it's completely legal in New York and 40 other states, or C, may nefariously actually lie and just say that rebates are not allowed or illegal or some combination of all of the above. So in other words, people are not necessarily yelling and screaming about buyer agent commission rebates when they're hosting their own open houses. That's why you never hear of rebates. And that's also why it's very hard to get one, because even if you find an agent who understands what a rebate is, you have to A, have that really awkward conversation with someone, looking them directly in the eyes and say, hey, can you work with me and can you give me an 80% discount? It's a really tough opener. A lot of agents are gonna just blow you off and you really don't want conflict. So it's really difficult to have that discussion. And even if you find an agent who may agree to a rebate in principle, they might then say, okay, I'll give you a rebate of $500 on a $2 million purchase. So then you have to now have a massive discussion and awkward conversation about negotiating the actual size of the rebate. So think about all of the time you're gonna have to sift through all these agents, find the agent that acknowledges that rebates exist, that doesn't say that they're illegal, and then you have to find the one that's going to give you the highest possible rebate. It's a ton of work. But fortunately, here at Houseit, we make your life a lot easier through our Houseit Buyer Closing Credit Program. You essentially get connected with one of our partner agents who has already agreed to offer you a traditional full-service experience while giving you the maximum feasible rebate here in New York City, which can be up to 2/3, i.e. 2% of the purchase price. And also, if you're buying a new development, that 2% can actually be more than 2% because of the fact that buyer agent commissions are oftentimes more than 3% for certain new developments in the city. So if the buyer agent commission is 3.5% or 4%, the rebate that you'd receive through the Houseit Buyer Closing Credit service will significantly exceed 2% of your purchase price. So we hope you found this to be helpful. Give us a shout if you'd like to work with us and save money. team@houseit.com or visit our website, houseit.com. I'm Nick at Houseit. We greatly appreciate your time on today's video, and we'll see you on the next one.